Hello everyone, so now we are in the last unit 12, passages 1, moving around, lesson A, culture shock. Now we see starting point, the benefits of studying abroad. So have you ever thought of going or studying in another country? So let's gonna now see, we're gonna read the website, choose the benefits of studying a language abroad that you feel are the most important. Alright, well, we have opening doors to World Study Abroad with Language Travelers Institute. Consider enrolling in one of LTI's affordable programs of language study abroad. Then imagine yourself by the end of next year, you will have been studying your chosen language for 12 months. You will have been interacting with people from other cultures, which will have changed the way you view world. You will have been living in fascinating foreign land, and if you are like over 90% of LTI's former students by this next year, your self confidence will have increased, you're committed to language study will have gotten stronger, and you will have made many fascinating new friends. So, study abroad with Language Travelers Institute, and the world will become your oyster. And then we have a short discussion. Discuss your choices. What are some of the benefits of studying or living abroad? So, I think interacting with people from other cultures is the most important benefit. You know, there are many benefits of studying abroad that you can learn another language, interaction with people. There are many benefits that you could probably live in there, right? Now let's gonna go vocabulary and speak, and we have complete the verbs, these verbs and phrases with preposition from the box. Now do some collocations right here, and this is a result. So we have adjust to, be excited about, be scared of, or be scared about. Remember the verb be, it's in the base form, so you can say you are scared of or you are scared about. Be familiar with, become aware of, get accustomed to, look forward to, participate in, and take advantage of. Remember that in front of these phrases we have to collocate. If we need to express like a verb, it needs to be in gerund form, so it's the ing. Remember that rule is when you have a preposition, you have to write the verb in gerund, which is in present participle, the ing. Don't forget that. Now we have here what challenges do people face when they live or study abroad, discussed with a partner using verbs and phrases in part A. So this is our first activity. We're gonna answer this question. You have to use the words that we have here, the expressions. So that will be your activity number 1 from Unit 12. Alright, so now to have better practice, we also have the Vocabulary Plus. Let's gonna check it out. And here we have expressions ending with prepositions. We have right here a short reading. It says, "Hi Jill, I heard that you are moving to Tokyo soon to teach English. That's something to be scared of or be excited about." Now we can pause the video and check out the answers with me. So here you go. Then the next one is get accustomed to. I remember that when I moved to Los Buenos Aires last year, it took a while to get accustomed to a new culture. I had to learn about the way people do business, make friends, and have fun. Luckily, I can speak Spanish, so I was able to participate in meetings and conversations I wanted to take advantage of cultural events. So I attended concerts, saw plays, and even learned play guitar from an Argentinian musician. My advice is to keep an open mind and give yourself time to adjust to of your new home, and don't be scared of trying new things. I am says look forward to. No, sorry, it's I look forward to hearing about your adventures in Japan. So I look, no, that will be I'm looking forward. Now remember the verb to be with the verb. It says I'm looking, but it says I look forward to hearing about your adventures in Japan, Henry. Okay, now let's gonna go back. To our future perfect and future perfect continuous. Use the future perfect to emphasize that something will be completed or achieved by a particular point in the future. By this time next year, your self-confidence will have increased. Use future perfect continues to emphasize the duration of an activity in progress at a particular point in the future. By the end of next year, you will have been studying your chosen language for 12 months. Now we have, look at the starting point on page 96. Can you find some examples? Let's gonna check them out. So this for future perfect we have, which will have changed the way you view the world. Your comment to language study will have gotten stronger. You will have made many fascinating new friends. Future perfect continues. We have, you will have been interacting with people from other cultures. You will have been living in a fascinating foreign land. And well, that's it. So below we have here this sentence about June's year abroad. All have mistakes. Correct the mistakes using the future with will, the future perfect, or the future perfect continues. Then compare answers with a partner. So we're gonna do this practice together. You can pause the video right now. So we have here, by this time tomorrow we'll have been traveling for 24 hours. Now let's gonna try the other 8 activities, well, sentences. Now you can pause the video in this section. Okay, you can pause the video in this section. I'm gonna make like a zoom out to, okay, perfect. So you can see the from 2 to 8. Okay, and here you go, we have the answers. By this time tomorrow, June will have been traveling for 20 hours. Second, by the end of next week, he will have received his student ID card and register for class. Then the next one, he'll be going out more after a few weeks because he will be more familiar with the city. After studying English for a few months, he will feel more confident about speaking to people. And 5, by this time year, his younger sister will have visited him once or twice. When she's older, she probably will want to study abroad too. And 6, I'm sure he will have changed a lot by the time he comes back to Korea. 7, his family will be surprised when he gets back because he will have changed so much. And finally, I just think that next time we see him, June will have returned 22 years already, and he will have been away for a year. Now to continue with the practice of future perfect and future perfect continuous. When using the future perfect or future perfect continuous, the particular point in the future is often referred to another part of the sentence. By this time next year, your commitment to language study is going to have stronger. On August 1st, I will have been living overseas for 6 months. After a few months, you're going to have made real progress with English. Before next spring, he will have finished most of his coursework. By the time you arrive in New York, Marisa will have already received the package you sent. When the band arrives, I will have been packing for 2 days and I probably won't have finished. Before I leave for Paris, I will already have sold my house and put things in storage, and after I finish this, I will have completed everything on my to-do list. Alright, now let's gonna do the next activities. And it says the first exercise, underline the words in each sentence that refer to a point in the future. Okay, by the spring, so actually the expressions that we have here above. Okay, let's gonna do it so you can pause the video. And here you go, these are the expressions. By the spring, when the end of the week arrives, before long, at 11, when she leaves the house, on Tuesday, after I stop working, by the time the plane lands. Okay, so actually are the phrases that are before the comma. Now, for activity 2, it says complete a sentence with a future perfect or future perfect continuous. Form of the verb in parentheses. By the end of class, I will have learned about the future perfect tense. Okay, so you can pause the video right now and try to do it with me. Alright, so number 1, it's already answered. Now let's gonna check out the answers. So let's see. Well, the number 1 is already answered. Let's gonna check out the number 2. So it says, by the year 2030, I will have been working, or I will have for several years. I will have worked for several years. Number 3, before she's 30, she will have made her first $1 million. Number 4, At the end of his trip set, we'll have visited 4 different countries. Number 5, after I finish this book, I will have read all the titles you recommended. Number 6, by 11 o'clock, how long will Dan have been watching or have Dan, well, will then have watched TV. When I finish college, I will have been in school for 16 years. Pretty soon, I will have been waiting, or I will have waited for an hour. I'm getting annoyed. Number 9, we are late. By the time we get there, they will have finished dinner. And on Friday of this week, Kara will have been traveling for 2 months. So this is our grammar plus. Now let's go back to the exercise number 2. In the exercise number 2, you will pick up any of these situations and you will complete it using the future perfect. Okay, you can pick up any of the situation. That will be our second activity. Now let's continue. Here we have customs and traditions. Read this list. Canadian customs. Are they the same or different from those where you live? Choose the correct answers. Now, so we have here this like a short reading. Okay, you can pause the video right here. And then you can check, okay, or you can put on your notebook which of these situations are different with you. No, so both men and women shake hands with each other when they meet. Business meetings are friendly, but there isn't much socializing beforehand. Then lunch is usually fairly light meal that doesn't last long. People are usually punctual for business appointments. It's common to ask people you meet what kind of work they do. Many people eat dinner early in the evening around 6 o'clock p.m. At dinner table, the fork is generally held in the left hand and the knife in the right. People offer to take their shoes off when entering somebody's home. When invited to someone's home, a gift such as flowers, dessert is usually expected. Most people open gifts as soon as they receive them. Well, this is a short review of our previous units. Okay, now let's gonna go to the next part. Now we have a listening activity when in Rome. It's a common expression. Listen to Andrew, Rachel, Layla talking about their experience abroad. Answer the questions. What helped each of them get used to their new living situation? What did each person find difficult to adjust to? And then we're gonna listen again. Did Andrew A, Rachel R, or Layla L do these things? We're gonna write a letter.
Unit 12, Moving Around. Lesson A, page 98. Exercise 5, When in Rome. Part A. Listen to Andrew, Rachel, and Layla talking about their experiences abroad. Answer the questions. 1. Andrew.
When I was in college, I spent a semester studying in London, and even though we speak the same language, English people and people from the U.S. are very different. I guess I felt that people from the U.S. have a bad reputation. Some people think we're loud and that we speak our minds too much. So I tried to listen a bit more and not be so assertive, if that makes sense. I wanted to make a good impression. I suppose I shouldn't have worried about it, but I did. And you know, I think it worked somehow. I loved the lifestyle in London. During my free time, I had a lot of fun playing soccer with my British friends. Of course, they call it football over there. And I really loved the old buildings. I mean, they're really old. We don't have anything that old in the U.S., so that part was pretty amazing. Another thing was TV. The British have a different sense of humor, very dry. I really like it. Their comedy shows are really funny. I'd have to say my experience was a positive one overall, except for the rainy weather, of course. I had trouble getting used to that.
2. Rachel.
I lived in Madrid for a whole year.
And I have to be honest and say that at first, well, I wasn't very happy. You see, I was homesick. I missed my family and I just wanted to go home. Part of the problem was my Spanish. I couldn't communicate very well. But I love to eat, and that's what really saved me. I tried tapas, those small plates of food with bite-sized portions that they serve in places all over the city. There were so many kinds: fried squid, sausages, olives, all kinds of meat and seafood and sauces. Oh, it makes me hungry just thinking about it. And of course, tapas are meant to be shared with other people, so it's really fun. I made some Spanish friends, and we'd go out for tapas all the time. So I got to eat a lot of delicious food, and of course, my Spanish improved dramatically as well. But there was one thing that was difficult to adjust to, and that was that dinner was always served at a late hour. I wasn't used to eating at 11 o'clock at night.
3. Layla. I came to the U.S. from the Middle East. My family opened up a restaurant here. At first I found it difficult. Everything seemed so different. Just using public transportation, for example, or going to a doctor was so different. I was pretty overwhelmed, and I guess because I wasn't feeling comfortable, I tended to make friends only with people from my country. I felt like I was living in a bubble, separated from the rest of the people all around me. But once I started feeling more confident about my English, I started meeting local people. I found them very friendly and open, and it turned out to be very easy to make friends. But there was one thing about people from the US that bothered me at first. I found it hard to get used to the way they talk so much about themselves. It took me a long time to understand that you were supposed to talk about yourself too, because that is how people get to know one another. It's still hard for me to talk a lot about myself, but I'm getting better at it.
So now after listening to the track, let's gonna check out the answers. Number 1, it says the question, what helped each of them get used to their new living situation? Let's see. So it says that Andrew tried to listen more and not to be so assertive. And second, what did each person find difficult to adjust to? Going out for tapas with other people helped Rachel. So now let's gonna check out the answers. What helped each of them get used to their new living situation? What did each person find difficult to adjust to? Let's gonna check out. So for the first question, Andrew tried to listen more and not be so assertive. Second, going out tapas with other people helped Rachel. Feeling more confident about her English and meeting Americans local people helped Lila. Second, it's what did each person find difficult to adjust to? Andrew had trouble getting used to the rainy weather. Rachel wasn't used to eating dinner so late. And finally, Lila found it hard to get used to the way Americans talk so much about themselves. In the next section, here is the result. No, so we have felt homesick, had fun playing sport. That's Andrew. Then 3, enjoy food with friends. That's Rachel. And then the number 4, Lila. Number 5, Rachel. Number 6, Lila too. Number 7, Andrew. 8, Andrew. And 9, Lila. Now for the reading and writing section conclusions. The conclusion can close your composition by restating the main idea, summarizing the main points, looking to the future, making recommendations or a combination of these methods. Now we're gonna read this to concluding paragraphs, which methods do writers use, underline the parts of the conclusions that helped you decide. Okay, so you can pause a bit right here, and then you can pause it right here too. Now it's time to show off the answers, and here we go. So we have first paragraph, summarizing the main points, looking to the future. Second paragraph, restating the main idea, summarizing the main points, making recommendations. So these are the answers. Making recommendations. Okay, now and it says find these linking words or phrases the conclusion. How are they used? Do you know any others that have similar meanings? Additionally, generally, however, in brief, overall. And well, it says writing a composition about living or traveling abroad. Choose one of these topics, one of your own. Your conclusion should use at least one of the methods described. Okay. And well, you have a per work. So we culture shock, group travel, independent travel, studying abroad. Well, you can pick any of this. That will be our third activity. Picking up any of these situations. And finally, we'll have what methods did your partner use in his or her conclusion? Are the link use words effectively? Why or why not? Okay, so this you can check them out through the comments. So this is the third activity and the last one for Unit 12, Part 1. And that will be pretty much it for today, guys. So have a nice day. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.